I know that from my experience that if a person has attachment emotional to, it doesn't matter what it is, they easily depart with the money because it's very important.
Exactly.
And a question is like ethically and like if you increase the value, would it be easier for them to pay for it easier?
So the question is, if you increase the value, in other words, attach the value to an object.
They already have it, the value.
So they already have, exactly, they already have the value,
Yeah.
but they haven't attached the product yet. So if you attach the value to the product, does it make it easier for them to buy it? Is that what you're asking?
Right.
Absolutely. The simple answer to this, by the way, guys, is very simple. Emotions sell, nothing else. Right? Emotions sell. If they feel right about that product, they will buy it pretty much no matter what. And they make sometimes very stupid decisions, and that's not something we want to encourage. The reason for having logic and all these other things around it is to give their minds enough reasons for feeling good about that sale. In other words, avoiding buyer's remorse afterwards. Let me put it this way to you, if I may. First of all, how many people here have bought something that seemed like a good idea at the time, but you've never used, you put someone on the back shelf, and you look at it and you go, what the hell was that all about? What was I thinking? Anyone? That's called buyer's remorse. You bought it because at the time it felt right, did you not? Then you got home and that feeling evaporated because there was no logic for it, no reasons in your mind anymore, so the feeling disappeared. You also all have something in your house that honestly has no actual practical value in your life whatsoever, and you are dead proud of. You love this thing to pieces. Do you not? It could be your favorite collection of matchstick men. It could be your flea circus that you bought for $9.99 in the local dollar store, right? It could be that map of Atlantis that really someone just made up, but it looks nice, right? These things you do not need. They do not add a value to your life. But when you look at them, you feel good. It's like, I'm glad I have this. And if anyone took that map of Atlantis down off your wall, you'd say, no, you put that thing back there. It's valuable. One day, I'll go to Atlantis and I'll find that gold. Right?
Describe my kitchen.
Thank you. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thanks.
So the point here is, it's the emotions that sell, it's the emotions that people need to drive the behavior and the sale and so on. But you also have to have enough logic in there that afterwards when they look at it, they can justify the emotions. Because that's the framework they keep in their mind that allows the emotion to arise. Let me give an example of how frameworks work with emotions, if I may. Is that okay with you guys? Okay, let's put it this way. What is anger? Do you know what causes anger? Very simply, anger is caused when a boundary you have has been violated. It is designed as an emotion to push people off that boundary to re-establish it. Make sense? What if you have in your mind the idea that no one is allowed to chew gum? It's a bad thing. And people who chew gum, they have insulted you personally. Is that going to make you a very happy, tranquil person? Especially in the US of A? No? Why? Because you're going to have your boundary violated constantly. But it's an idea. Think about it. The boundary was set by framework, an idea. If you change the idea, for example, people that chew gum are chewing it out of respect because they're not going to just take their gum out and spit it at you. That's kind of nice. That's, again, just an idea, isn't it? It's a reframe. Why? Because now when you see someone chewing gum, is your boundary being violated? No. Was your boundary ever violated? The violation occurred inside your mind as a result of an idea interacting with your environment. Does that make sense? So this is how the intellectual, the symbolic reality can affect your emotional reality. So when we're talking about frames here, we're talking about a whole bunch of sophisticated things at the same time, aren't we? The values have emotions attached to them, huge emotions. The logic that you have in your sales presentation or whatever other persuasive bit of influence you present people, the reframes, pre-frames and so on, give them enough logical anchor points so when they reflect back on their decision, they realize it was a good one. That they continue to feel, it maintains the good feelings. Just like your favorite pair of shoes versus that real fashion mistake. Right? Think about it. Some people wear real fashion mistakes and love it. They don't care. It's like, I know people hate them, but I love these shoes. Or whatever. Right? It's because they feel good about it, and they have enough reasons to carry on feeling good about it, despite what the world is saying. Versus, someone who has the very same pair of shoes and goes, I don't like it because of what the world is saying. Secretly, they still like them. When they bought them in the shop, it was great. But the reasons or the impingement of the environment changed their mind, and now they regret it. Do you see how that works? So do you see how important values are? Because values already pre-exist. These are the emotions that are already there. They're already looking for this. You may have to add values into the hierarchy to help them make better decisions, or it's enough to just attach this to your product or service, and then it's worthwhile to them. And make sure you give them lots of reasons, in other words, lots of interesting reframes or pre-frames, so that when they think back on their decision to purchase, to take part in it, to adopt your idea, they have plenty of reasons for feeling good. Does that make sense? As a concept? Sure. Up here or down there? Okay. So the question is, can you reverse it? So can you go from emotions towards values? Well, really they're the same thing. Like with Ralph, we had to find the emotion to know where the value was. This is just an intellectual construct around a feeling. This is the pre-frame. This is the frame that allows Ralph to feel good. Make sense? So it's not like it's one or the other. If I find him feeling good and I go, what's that? Oh, I'm enjoying life. Or if I say, do you want to enjoy life? And he starts feeling good, it's chicken and egg. It's really the same thing. Does that make sense to you guys? Is this proving useful to you?